What's up, everyone? Welcome to Let That Ish Go podcast. I'm Flutie. This is Doc. And the concept of today's discussion is the collapse of civilization as we know it and the impending World War III situation in Russia.
World War III is crazy. I'm so surprised that I actually lived to maybe see World War III, man. I didn't think I was gonna live to see it. All of us had our wishful thinking going on, and so.
I mean, you're gonna see it, my friend. You're gonna see it. I think it's. I think 2022, we'll start seeing how it's gonna form.
The collapse of society, though.
I think. Can you not see it?
I don't know if I see collapse, but I definitely see damage. But I don't know if I see collapse.
I see what I see. I see a broken system. Clearly, the government is corrupt. The media lies to us, and everyone knows this. And we're just walking around like it's normal. It's not normal. That's not how society is supposed to be. We should have leaders we trust. Imagine how great society would be if we had leaders we trusted. We don't trust our leaders. Look at our president.
We don't. Well, some people trust our leaders.
Look at our president.
But some people trust them. Just like Trump. Some people trust him.
I mean, there's always autistics. There's
Mad
always
people trusted Trump. They still trust this nigga.
The whole reason, in my opinion, Trump was even a president was to divide the people, and he did a great job at it. And to be a scapegoat for all the... They're all in one big club, and we're not in it. Like George Carlin says, man. That's what people aren't understanding. They think that we have a voice, we have a say. Like, really, not really.
Well, you know what I hope? I hope that this entire Russia thing that's going on right now and this China thing that's going on hopefully galvanizes the people and make us realize, you know what I mean, that our differences are not that big. And we need to really come together. Like, we got to come together on some red, white, and blue shit.
I agree with you, but the thing is this, there's Bloods, there's Crips, there's different gangs, right? These political parties are nothing more than gangs, man.
Facts.
People will pick a side. They'll pick Democratic and they'll pick Republican.
Mad people even on the left.
And once you pick your side, you are at enemies with the other side. And that's by design, is what I'm saying. There's one bird, and the bird has two wings. And people are focused on the wings, and they are not focusing on the bird. But the banks run this country. I'm sorry to tell you. The lobbies.
You're not the first person to say that. I've heard a lot of people say that, and I've heard even research myself, and the whole Bilderberg stuff, and I can't remember, but somebody proved me wrong one day. I think I was talking about that, and that's my problem, is that I'm not too much into politics. That's my problem.
Yeah.
So I talk about this with I tread lightly when I talk about stuff like this. Now, this whole thing with Russia is something that we're all seeing in real time. It's not nothing that we can avoid.
I mean, one thing for certain, you can take it to the bank, is that the media is gonna lie to you. They have an agenda, as you know. Everybody has an agenda. The media wants to sell. They want to sensationalize. And they do a great job at it. They make a lot of money doing that. But we can't fall victim to the sensationalization. We got to keep our heads about us. We got to think for ourselves and remain logical.
It's the emotion, man. So I'm hearing so much stuff. This is why I sound so confused today.
The Russia-Ukraine situation, right?
If you're listening, this is why I sound so confused today. I'm usually on point, but it's like I'm hearing so many things from so many different directions. Like, I'm hearing that Russia is broke, and I'm hearing that
tune all of it out.
But Russia is broke. They are broke.
Let them be broke, man. Nonetheless, they have
enough money to put all. It's an oligarchy. He doesn't have as much backup as I'm talking about. Putin. Putin doesn't have as much backup as he thinks he has, man. And you're when you're the only rich motherfucker in your country, your country's not strong. You know what I'm saying?
We don't. The thing is this, man. We have no idea what's going on. All we know is what the American media tells us, and the American media is lying to us 100%. Always, that's what they do. They lie. That's for sure. We know that. So all this to Putin being broke and everything, take with a grain of salt. Take with a grain of salt. Everything the mainstream media tells you, question it. Because they have their motives.
I mean, I don't believe it. Come on, bro.
Dude, I called my buddy. My buddy's in Ukraine. John, shout out. He's in Ukraine, Indian student. He's doing the surgery thing. he's like, dude, it's the Western media sensationalizing it. Like nothing's gonna happen. They do this a lot. And look what happened. It's Wednesday. Wednesday came and went, and all this fear built up by the media. Oh, they're gonna attack on Wednesday. What happened?
Hold
It's
on,
Wednesday.
it still might be World War III tonight. Calm down, Flea.
Bro. We're never gonna know when they're gonna attack. Why would they? Why would they advertise it? It's a war. You don't tell your opponent, hey, I'm gonna attack you on Wednesday. Be ready. That's not how war works. You don't know when it's gonna come.
I know what you mean. It sounds
silly
like
that people,
all of it sounds
to
ridiculous.
me. It's silly that people even believe that Wednesday was gonna happen. Like,
right.
what? That's not how war works. You don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, just like our country. When we go to some place, when we went to where was it? Where did we go to? Iran? No, we didn't go to Iran. We went to Syria or something like that. And we just bombed the fuck out of that place.
Yeah,
overnight. These niggas was asleep.
The thing
like
is, America tries to play world police. They try to like exert their dominance in every country they go to, and people don't appreciate it, man. Like they don't. That's the whole reason behind. You know, the whole reason behind this. Ukraine wants to join NATO. NATO is Western. There's a Western.
Yeah, no, I understand. I know the whole
America
NATO thing.
Yeah.
And Putin said that if they join NATO, but see, he's on some crazy shit where he's talking about like we're going. He said, we already know that we're not strong enough to do this whole thing with the United Nations and with NATO. We already know that our country is not strong enough to do this, even with China. This is why, if we do this and y'all interfere, we're going straight nuclear with it. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going straight nuclear with it. And this is what he said last night in the video I saw, and that translated what what Vladimir Putin was saying. They're going straight nuclear with it.
Okay, where I'm coming from is this. Whatever happens there, happens there. How is it gonna affect me and mine and our family and like America? How is it gonna affect us?
All right. The reason I think it's gonna affect us, is because I think that people who just say F this country and do not mess with this country like that, they would love to see the day when this country gets bombed, blanketed the same way that we do other countries. You know what I'm saying? So we think it's totally out of the realm of possibility for this shit to come to our home front, for a helicopter to drop down right here and just start destroying everything. Like you know what I'm saying? Soldiers just come through and just take over on some Nazi
It's
shit.
definitely possible. I don't think it's impossible, but
it is possible. And I think that that's the thing about Americans is that we just think that this is totally impossible.
Americans are arrogant.
One day, this shit is
obese.
gonna come to our forefront. It ain't just gonna be us killing each other. It's gonna be that government that you hate. It's coming to get your ass. That boogeyman.
People think the government's our friend. That's the scariest thing, man. They're not our friend. Clearly, they're not our friend. The feudalism never ended. I don't think it did. And the tyranny and the power structure never really changed over the years. The same 12 families now it's conspiracy talk, but the same 12 families still control all the money. They control the banks, you know, and we know those families' names like Rockefeller, Rothschild.
Who's the other families? We gotta get the list of those other.
There's 12. There's like 3 American families. There's a bunch of European families. Dr. Zelenko talks about it.
I've also heard of the Bilderbergs, right? But I don't know because I've heard of other companies.
The Bilderbergs not. I don't think it's a family. The Bilderbergs is like.
Bilderberg was a family. That was a family that used to fund both sides of wars back in.
That's what they all do. All these big families they fund, but the war is profit. So we're long overdue for a war. We're long overdue. Yeah. But the thing is, people think it's not gonna happen. Oh, it's not gonna happen. They live in La La Land.
The internet, the metaverse.
Yeah, the metaverse. They're so distracted by the Super Bowl. I mean, if you watch Super Bowl, it's fun. People are so distracted by like nonsense that they don't see reality like coming fast. You see the grocery store prices. What do you think is gonna happen to those prices when we go to war? If we go to war, if they're not even, we don't have to even go. If there is a world war, what's gonna happen? Even if America's not even a part of it, it'll still affect us.
It's definitely gonna affect us. And then that was one of the main things. That was one of the things that Joe Biden was talking about yesterday.
Joe Biden says a lot of shit, bro.
He was talking about the gas prices and how we're gonna make sure that
if you do my Build Back Better plan, just do the Build Back Better.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you talk about my homeboy Joe Biden. Hey man, don't y'all move. We'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.